All right, we talk about iPods on this show all the time because they're all the rage with people that are into music. I have an iPod and I love it. And this morning we're talking about all the many uses of an iPod in your life. And I want to welcome John Haynes. He is Mr. Mobile Electronics from Allen Ed's. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Very, very well. Okay, I brought in my iPod right here. I have an iPod mini in pink, of course, and I love it. First of all, let's start off by telling people how many songs you can load into these things.
Well, depending on the size of the hard drive on the iPod, anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 songs.
Wow, so obviously,
pretty big collection.
Yeah, so you actually your 6 CD changer you can throw out the window probably if you have one of these.
CD changers you don't need anymore once you're iPodding.
All right, well, let's tell people why. How, if you do have a CD changer in your car, but you also have an iPod and you're trying to figure out how you can use it in your car, what's available out there?
Well, the whole concept of iPodding was to connect between the home and the office, and of course your car is in between that.
Okay.
People started out using devices like these FM modulator pieces here, or cassette adapters.
Right.
Found the sound quality wasn't so good, and especially in Southern California where there are a lot of radio stations, there's sometimes crosstalk on the broadcast.
Right.
So the best way to do it is integrate directly with the car stereo. So you can do that either by purchasing another stereo for your car, but for most vehicles you can plug right into your factory stereo, play and control your iPod by the radio.
And what do you need to do that?
Well, basically there's a docking station. A couple of companies make different options. Here's one right here from a company called USA Spec.
Okay.
There are several others besides that. And they plug right into the back of the factory stereo. And since you guys are doing your YouTube promotion, I brought a YouTube version of the iPod with me today.
Right here so people can see it. They'll get a shot of it.
But what happens here is this docking part here stays in your car, and the iPod simply plugs directly in like that.
Right.
And from that point on, your factory stereo controls the iPod.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to touch this. You don't have to look at it. It's all done through the stereo.
So about how much does it cost to do this, to make this transformation?
It's anywhere between $300 and $400 installed, which is no more than a 6-disc CD changer, but you have 10,000 songs on an iPod.
Exactly. And you can take all of your CDs, your 6 CDs, and put them in the iPod, and that keeps them all together, basically.
Yeah, you can. Once you have an iPod, of course, you already know you can scroll by artist, by song type, by album title. Your entire collection, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so what else do you have? Now, you said people aren't really using these anymore, these FM radio.
Yeah, the modulators.
Yeah.
That's where they start. You know, the idea is I want to listen to the iPod in my car. What's the simplest way to do it? But once they purchase one of those, they find they're losing sound quality, and they say, how can I make this sound better? How can I make it easier to control? Then they look to the next step, which is using either a radio replacement or the docking alternatives.
So
that we talked
this is
about.
the radio replacement you were talking about.
Yeah, this is a radio offered by a company called Alpine Electronics. There are other companies, Pioneer Electronics, Clarion, that make these radios. And if you replace your factory radio with one of these, not only will you get more features in the factory radio, but you'll now have full control over your iPod.
And finally, right here, what is this? What did you bring here?
Well, some people don't like to have any mounts in their cars, and many people run the iPods either in their console or glove compartment. But this piece here from Belkin uses the cup holder of the vehicle to mount the iPod, but it's not permanent and doesn't cause any holes to be drilled or any damage to the vehicle.
Wow, so lots of options, obviously, for
Tons
your car.
of them,
I know, obviously. And so, because you said that the car is sort of the in-between between your office and your home, obviously if you're in your office or your home, the options are even greater, I would assume?
Sure. I mean, most people in their home will play their iPod through their computer or a home stereo. They make all kinds of options, little speaker sets you can plug your iPod directly into for the office or even play through your computer, and they have transmitters that work with your home stereo also.
All right, so you know, a lot of people that own an iPod go to the Apple store to get all their accessories, but you said Allen Ed's is actually authorized to sell some of that stuff.
Allen Ed's Autosound is the only car stereo chain in the country that's been authorized by Apple to sell iPods. So each and every one of our locations does sell iPod units. But in addition to that, you can check out the Intune carts at local fashion malls for accessories.
All right. Well, John Haynes, thank you so much for stopping by.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.